Hi there, future me and whoever's also watching. So I'm recording this video because yesterday, the 15th of April 2021, I went to my first Interintellect Saloon, hosted by Patricia and with the title Hiking with Nietzsche, sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, on struggles and becoming who we are. And it was a really great 3 hour long talk, it was amazing. And straight off the bat, this was my first saloon, so I was not expecting something to be this deep. But I was also told that not all saloons are this deep, which is cool, I guess. They should be different. So yeah, the saloon started by everyone sharing time and place of struggle, which created a really good sense of like vulnerability, a really good atmosphere of respect for each other. That was something I really appreciated, and that was kept throughout the session, like no doubts. And we started to discuss why those times and places of struggle specifically. For example, I mentioned my place of struggle, and then people asked questions, never disregarding my place of struggle or time of struggle, but always like, okay, why did you feel that way? Why this? Why that? Which is great for introspection. Everyone was super respectful. And then we moved further into asking what is struggle. So for us, what does struggle mean? Because it is a very abstract thing if you think about it. And so to progress in the conversation, we started by defining struggle. And I said that to me, struggle is what comes before challenge, because that was also a big theme, challenge. And how do you define or how do you differentiate a challenge from a struggle? And to me, as I said, struggle is what comes before challenge. To other people, struggle meant different things. And that's cool. We get to learn like a lot of different modes of interpreting struggle, but there was a common theme, and that common theme was the unknown. So I think Rick drew a really good graph, which was like unknown, known, in my control, out of control. No, it was the other way. Control, no control, known, unknown. And the struggle relied on the out of control and unknown. Although I do believe that the real struggle is when you don't know how to place the dot on that graph. But yeah, that graph really helped to like see things in my head, because I also seen graphs, so that was cool. And then we moved on into asking if struggle was beautiful. Do we romanticize struggle too much? If we romanticize it, is it even struggle, or is it survivorship bias of like you survived this one, so you think it was struggle, but it really wasn't. And we didn't actually come to a real conclusion here. You don't always have to reach a conclusion. Asking the questions is the most important part. But we for sure identified that we as a species, as humans, really like to romanticize struggle. Maybe that's what keeps us pushing and like going even after times of struggle. We also differentiated from romanticizing the actual struggle or what comes after, because a common theme was that people like struggle and then they have a really good time after a really bad struggle. And so what are we really romanticizing? Is it the change or is it the struggle itself? I think we agreed that it was the change. Not sure, so don't quote me on this. And then we moved on to a more physical and also metaphorical at the same time part, which was the power of walking. And there's a great quote by Nietzsche. Let me see if I can find it to read it. Yeah, all truly great thoughts are conceived while walking. All truly great thoughts are conceived while walking. Yeah, and so when we read this part of the text, most people, or I think everyone except me, thought about like actual physical walking, and started sharing that they have their best ideas when they're walking. They have their best conversations when they're walking side by side with someone else. They go out and walk to get mental clarity. And it was really interesting to me because when they read this, I did not even consider actual walking as the thing that was being told. I thought of walking as progressing through life, as a way to represent movement or progress in some way. Because I don't get ideas by walking. My memory is not better by walking. I don't get mental clarity by walking. So it didn't even occur to me that it could be actual physical walking that produced great thoughts. But apparently that was common for other people. So that was really cool to hear for the first time. And since we moved to this more physical part of the saloon, we also talk about the symbolism of nature. Like, why do we like nature so much? Why are we so attracted to nature? Is it because it is calm? Is it because it is known? And if it is because it is known, then it is somewhat related to what we were talking before of romanticizing struggle. Because if we think that struggle is related to the unknown, but then we like nature because it is unknown, what does that mean? Is it real struggle? Do we like struggle? Is it a different type of unknown? We don't know. But a common theme here was also that everyone felt that what was great about nature was the sense of discovery, the sense of being, what's the name, when you, I don't know exactly the word, but it's when you cannot do anything about it. So it's like, this is so big, I have no control over nature, so I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy it. And it is also the calm. And we also reached the conclusion that nature is also good because you don't experience it often. And if you do, which is my case, different kinds of nature will have different impacts on you, which was a really cool discovery. So and then after all, again, I'm browsing really quickly throughout everything that we talked about because this was a 3-hour long conversation and I don't want to last 3 hours on this video. We moved on to becoming who we are, on the theme of becoming who we are, and like, what does that mean? Can you really become who we are? Does the term or the verb becoming actually make sense? Because remember that by saying becoming who we are, it means that you are progressing towards something. It means there is a real you somewhere and you just haven't achieved it yet. And so some people question that statement right away. I take more of a, I don't even know what to call it, a simple route, I guess, of like via negativa. That's something I really like. And so to me, you can become who you are by not being who you weren't. You can become who you are by not being who you weren't. And it's the whole via negativa thing. Of just like, you don't know what you want, but you know a lot of things that you don't want. Some people very clearly disagreed with this and said that it didn't work for them. They're actually working towards something, or they are already themselves. They have different people had different versions of what it meant to become who we are, or if they were already who they were. So that was a part where different perspectives really showed up, and it was great to debate all of them. And yeah, then I think we went back a little bit because some people joined later due to a confusion in the time zones. That's totally fine. I then actually left a little bit before it ended. And yeah, that was it. If you were in the saloon and you're watching this, it was great talking to you. It was a pretty amazing experience. Patricia, thank you for hosting. And yeah, I think that's it for me today. Way too long of a video. See ya.